Welcome back, folks. Professor Almeida here, and in this video I want to show you how to use the GMetrix practice software in getting you ready for the Certiport IC3 certification. Now in COSA 30, you do have GMetrix practice exam sessions assigned to you, so stick around. I'm going to show you how to get started with GMetrix, what the practice exams look like, and finally how to turn in your PDF score report. If you need to take a break, feel free to use the pause button at any time. So without further ado, I have Google Chrome, or Chromium in this case, open. And to get started, you want to visit gmetrix.net. That's GMetrix.net. And if it's your first time, click sign up to create a free account. You want to make sure that your name matches what's officially on the class roster. And once you've completed the sign up process, this is what the GMetrix dashboard looks like. If you need to get help on how to use GMetrix, you can click on the drop down arrow next to your name and then choose help. Finally, you need to redeem the access code, and you can find the access code on the COSA 30 class site homepage. So if you go into Canvas and then you click on COSA 30 and scroll down on the homepage, you will see the access code. You can simply select it and then copy and paste it into the box that you see here. Once you've redeemed the access code, you are now ready for your first practice exam. To get started, choose Tests and then New Test. And we are working on IC3 Global Standard 6 or GS6. And you'll see that we have the three levels here: level 1, level 2, and level 3. All right, so we'll go ahead and choose level 1. And you'll see that both exams are what are called Cert Prep exams. Okay, Certiport is the company that administers the IC3 certification, and they've pretty much given their blessing on these two practice exams. So you can choose either practice exam, and you'll see that there are two different modes here: training mode and testing mode. What's the difference? I'll explain in a moment, but for now, we'll get started with training mode. So in training mode, there is no time limit and you can go at your own pace. Also, if you need to get hints on how to correctly answer the question, this is your opportunity to do that too. It's very important that you not only understand why the correct answers are correct, but more importantly, why the wrong answers are wrong. That way you have a better chance of correctly answering the questions. Okay, I hope that makes some sense. In testing mode, it's just like the IC3. You do get 50 minutes, but you cannot see how you did until the very end. Okay, I hope that makes sense here. But anyway, let's go ahead and try to answer this question here. Okay, we need to match each OS or operating system concept to its definition. To answer, move each term from the list on the left to the definition on the right. Okay, so let's start with the first here. You'll see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different items here, and you can see we have 5 answers. So we're going to start here. Contains the security credentials for a login session, identifies the user, the user's groups, and the user's privilege. So we're going to go with access token. Anyone can obtain the source code and modify the software free of charge. That would be open source. The process of starting an operating system. During this process, an operating system loads all the software drivers that enable a computer's hardware components to communicate with each other. That would be the boot process. A small software program that enables the operating system and a device to communicate with each other. That would be a driver. And then the last one here starts at boot time and runs as a background process to support multitasking. Now, you'll notice that there are typos here and there. I don't have control over the GMetrix software. And really your goal here is to pass with a 700 or better, just like the actual IC3. So once I've answered the question, I'll click on next and it'll tell me how I did. Okay, in this case, I got everything correct. And then here's the explanation. Okay, you might want to write this down so that you can also study off of this later. All right, we'll go to another question here and you'll see the different question types that you can get. And let's say that we're not entirely sure here. Web browsers are the internet. Well, I know that the internet is a global mesh of networks and a web browser is an app. Web browsers are search engines. Well, they're not. Search engines are separate. Web browsers are software applications that retrieve and present information from the World Wide Web. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Web browsers use URLs to connect to resources such as web pages, images, and videos. Well, maybe I'm not sure, but I do know the answer to this, but let's see what happens when we don't answer it correctly. Okay, so this is what it looks like, right? And you'll see that this would have been yes. And again, here's the explanation. So if you missed something, make sure that you take note of what the correct answer was. And again, why are the wrong answers wrong? But in this case, it's, yes or no. It's one or the other. But if it's a multiple choice, again, you want to understand not just why the correct answers are correct, but why the wrong answers are wrong. So I hope this makes some sense. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. And if I want to jump around on the different questions, I can click on Go to Question. If I want to quit out of GMetrix, let's say I'm short on time, I can save and exit. And then I can come back to this practice exam later. Now, let's say that I'm ready to turn in my score report. I'm going to go over to Tests, Completed Tests. And let's say I have this here. IC3 Level 1, Practice Exam 1 in testing mode. Now, if you do want to go for the actual IC3, you want to start in training mode to get a feel for the exam and then attempt it in testing mode. If you are going for the IC3, you want to try to get at least an 800 or to 850 at minimum in testing mode. That way it gives you a cushion. As a matter of fact, on the GMetrix assignment, if you manage to score an 850 or better in testing mode, you could earn bonus points. So check the assignment instructions for details here. But in this case, I do want to turn in my level 1 practice exam 1 testing mode results. I'm going to click on the printer icon to the right here. And I'm going to change my printer to save as PDF. And then I'm going to click on save. And it's going to ask me where to save this PDF. And it needs to be somewhere where I'm going to remember it. Okay, I'm just going to choose test results in this case. Now, my computer looks a little bit different here because I'm actually running Linux. But you can take this GMetrix exam on any supported web browser. And then from there, you can turn that PDF into the GMetrix assignment. So that's how you can use GMetrix. Good luck on your practice exams. Good luck on the IC3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.